Alright guys, I f***ed up. Dumb mistake on my part. Really dumb. First off, I never claimed to know what I'm doing. So, I mean, stuff like this happens. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I really just want to make this video and maybe it'll help somebody else. I had the Motion Raceworks oil cooler block off plate with the two 1/8 inch fittings on it. And you can use that for anything. So I used the one for the turbo feed, and the other one I used the low dollar oil pressure sensor. It was a nice spot for it, and I blocked off the factory location for the oil pressure sensor. And all I used was what I thought was a 3/8 MPT plug. So whatever, it's been like that for months now. I go start hooking up the Holly, and I realized that the oil pressure connector is not going to fit all the way down to the bottom of the block. And instead of me extending the harness and cutting everything up, I'm like, you know what, I'll just block off the bottom one and I'll move the sensor back up, and I'll use adapter fitting so I can put the low dollar sensor on it. That's an 1/8 inch pipe thread. So I go to do that. I'm like, oh, I don't have an adapter. Go on Amazon, I order an adapter, 3/8 MPT to 1/8 MPT. I go to put it in, and it's going, but it's kind of like, kind of feels like the threads are dirty. I get a tap. I run the tap in them threads. Realize, man, something's just not right. Well, I put some Teflon tape on the adapter. I screwed it as far as it would go. Put the sensor on, everything works good. Well, the other night, I'm just looking online, trying to buy little fittings and stuff, and I see that ICT Billet makes an oil pressure adapter fitting. So I clicked on it because I was curious about it. It's not 3/8. It's I think it's M16 by 1.5. And I mean, is somebody like me fairly new to this? You line them threads up and they look right. It's identical. So that's my fault. So now I'm gonna have to pull the intake back off for the 5th time probably in 2 months. I ordered the right adapter fitting and put everything back together. And I also got a M16 by 1.5 tap just in case, because I only probably went down about 3 or 4 threads. So I feel like if I could take that tap and just run it a little bit, it should bring it back. If I can share my mess up, and maybe it'll help somebody, or maybe you guys will just jump on me in the comments. I want to be open. This is a channel for people that are like me, that are new to building, that are stepping out of their comfort zone, that are trying to do things on their own. Somebody like that might learn something from this, and that's all that really matters to me, and that's why I'm explaining this. I know some people, that's not even a big deal. It's not a big deal, but like I said, I just want to help people.
It's only a matter of time until I'm covered with gold, but I know it's uphill for now.
I don't know if this is any use to anybody, but the throttle cable that I'm using with the stock pedal and the Trailblazer SS intake is an OEM Buick Rendejas, whatever, a Buick SUV. The factory cable with the Glenn's Performance Trailblazer SS throttle cable bracket.
And I live the lean times, and strive with the mean times. I stumble and I fall, but I won't stay down, 'cause I'm unbreakable. I'm holding on. What's gone is gone. I might bend, but I won't break, 'cause I'm unbreakable. Love won't change what I do.
God, you think me taking this off 20,000 times, I would be pretty good at it. All right, got the intake off. So you can see it's pretty clean under here. It's the oil pressure sensor. I'm gonna pop it out real quick. Gonna grab this thing out real quick. Does anybody use knock sensors? Just curious. Even though the only one really watching is Sammy. But Sammy, do you use knock sensors?
I bleed for this. I bleed for this. It's only a matter of time until I'm covered with gold, but I know it's uphill for now. And I live the lean times, and strive with the mean times. I stumble and I fall, but I won't
So this is what my dumb was using. Whatever, man, it was free at work. That's my excuse. I thought it was gonna work, and it was free at work. Now we're gonna pop the new one in real quick and hope that the threads aren't shit. Always put some Teflon on your stuff. And I think this is like a thing on the internet where people don't know how to wrap this. So you don't want the tape to go the way that it's turning, because as soon as you spin it in the threads, it's just going to come undone and get all messed up. So you see how I'm wrapping around this way? So when this spins on, it'll stay where it's supposed to be. That's another thing you can do, is put the tape on there and spin it the way that you're going to spin it. So tighten it and see which way the tape is. If you have it like this and you're tightening it, obviously it's not going to work. It's one of them dumb things where, like, you got to pay attention to what's going on, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. Moment of truth. Oh yeah. Let me see if I got a socket for that. First try? You never get that lucky. And you know what? If this gets cross-threaded in or something and I can't get it out, that's fine, because at least I know it's the right one. And there really shouldn't be a reason why it needs to come out. I already got past the messed up threads, so. That's it. The same goes for this. I always use Teflon on anything, really. Except like AN lines and shit like that, but. Man, it's so much better, and it's lower. Another thing with these sensors is you never want to go too tight with them. Anybody else using low dollar? And these things are great. I mean, I don't have any runtime with it yet, but for the price, I don't see how you can say no. I mean, Holly wants like over $100 for one of these. The same exact thing. These are like 30 bucks. I got 3 of them. Alright, that's done. Alright, that's a wrap. It's all put back together. I would say ready to go, but it's not ready to go. I guess I just wanted to put myself out there to maybe help somebody else. I don't know. Maybe somebody has done that before, or maybe somebody will do that, or they're not paying attention. When you got something like this going on, you have millions of things going through your mind a day. I mean, no. And I'm on the final stretch right now, but check this out. It's all in my notes. I've always kept track of everything since day one. Everything that I bought, everything that I put on. I mean, literally anything. Even the little nuts and bolts. I mean, I wrote down everything because I like to be organized. I like to know what's going on, where I'm at. And I mean, it's just something that gets overlooked. Like I said, I know it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. But I'm just trying to like make an example of myself and show that like things happen. That's part of it. But I think that's gonna be it. Maybe get some work done tomorrow or the rest of the week. This is the last week I got this garage for. So I'm trying to use my time wisely. I'm not trying to do little stuff that I can do in the driveway or at the shop. I'm trying to do stuff that I would rather do in here in a air-conditioned, heated garage, you know? I mean, it's getting cold. Right now it's in the 60s in Maryland. So, I think I talked too much. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
I keep that magic stick just for you clown. In Baltimore, that's my fucking town.